Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be making a tutorial on this dress. So I'm making it for a client, but I wanted to just make a quick tutorial out of it. So this is basically a simple dress. It has a circle bottom and then a ruffle at the bottom of the circle with a ruffle sleeve and a V neckline. If you want, you can use princess dart, but I'm just going to be using a basic dart because it's for a teenager. So the first thing here is that the fabric is folded into two. The first one is folded into two. The second one is also folded into two, like has two pieces. And I'm going to start with inserting all her measurements. So the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Okay, first of all, the shoulder to, so guys, first thing is the length I have here, which is her shoulder to waist plus 1. So her shoulder to waist is 14 plus 1 is 15. The bust measure, the width here is basically the bust measurement divided by 4 plus like 1 inch or so for your seam allowance, or 1.5. That's how you're going to get the width. And then the back has like 1 inch of zipper allowance. So I'm going to go up to the shoulder here, divided by 2. So her shoulder is 14, divided by 2 is 7. Mark it here. Come down 1 inch of shoulder slope. Insert your armhole, divide your armhole length, which is basically your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. So wherever that is, you're going to go ahead and mark it. And then after that, I'm going to connect it all the way to the top here. And then I'm going to come down here and insert her bust measurement divided by 4. And her bust is 34 divided by 4. I'm going to go ahead and mark it. And then I'm going to add my seam allowance. Come down to the waist, do the same thing. Waist divided by 4. Her waist is 30 divided by 4. I'm going to go ahead, mark that. And then add 2 inches here, 1 inch of darting and 1 inch of side seam allowance. After that, I'm going to connect from there to here, just like how you do your basic bodice pattern, right? And then once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and mark the. So guys, I've gone ahead and connected this point to this point. So now I'm going to go ahead and mark her neckline. So I'm going to just mark, you can do your 3 inches of neck width and then connect my shoulder slope together from this point here all the way here, just like that. And then I'm going to come down here by 1 inch for the neck depth, because this is a V neckline. So first I'm just going to come down 1 inch here for the basic back neckline. And then for the front neckline, I'm going to just connect it to this point. It depends on you how deep you want the neck to be. Like I said, this is a teenager, so I might just do up to 7 or 6.5, right? Just connect it from this point all the way to this point here, just like that. So I'm going to cut this for both the front and the back, but this part here I'm cutting just for the front. So let me give it a cut for the armhole, just like this. So let me go ahead and cut now. So guys, this is basically what I'm working with. So I'm going to go ahead, because I'm going to be using facing for this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out the same neckline on a facing for both the front and the back. So guys, but before I even do that, for the back panel, I'm going to come up here by 1 inch or by 0.75 and then connect it to this bottom part here. This is just on the back to help the zip not to bulk up or the back to drop low. So I'm going to mark that here and then connect it all the way to this end here. It will be better to use your ruler, right? So you can have a better line. So just like this, I'm going to connect it here. And this piece here, I'm going to be cutting it out. I'm going to cut this whole thing out. And then also, don't forget to insert your dart. So to get your dart, you're going to do nipple to nipple divided by 2. Whatever that is, you're going to go ahead and mark it. So for her, it's going to be about 3.5. I'm marking it now here. So the dart is going to stop. Her shoulder to nipple is at 8.5. So let's say at 9. So the dart is going to stop at 10. So my dart is going to go all the way here, half an inch on this side, half an inch on this other side. But for the back dart, is going to go from the same point here, half an inch on this side, half an inch on this other side, but it's going to go up to the chest line, which is this armhole line. That's where it's going to go up to. So let me go ahead and cut this bit. So guys, now that this is done, another thing I'm going to do is for the armhole, I'm going to come in by 1/2 inch. You can do 1 inch because I want the ruffle to be inside of the shoulder, not at the tip of the shoulder, right? I want it to be inside of the shoulder instead of just starting at the very end of the cloth. So I'm going to go in here 1/2 inch. But if you're like a normal adult with like 8 inches, your shoulder measurement is like 16 divided by 2 is 8. I would just go in by 1 inch, right? Yeah, I think it would look better, or at least 0.75. For her, I'm just going to do 1/2 inch from this point here, just like this. Mark it all the way to the top. Mark 1/2 inch straight line like this. So I'm going to cut this out and blend it into the armhole again. So this part here, I'm cutting it out into the armhole. So guys, as you can see, I've gone ahead and cut that out. So let's first of all cut the circle bottom first before I'll now use whatever I cut out from the bits of the fabric. So guys, to cut the circle bottom, I'm going to be cutting it as a full circle. You see what I have here? This is just Akara fabric, but it's just that I folded it into two. You see the angle here? So I just took it, folded it into 2 this way. And then the next thing I'm going to do is to fold it again now into 4, like this. So I'm going to make sure that this length here and this length here, they are the same. So let me check. Okay, this is longer. Let me just reduce it a little. Right, so I'm going to then, you don't have to do this. For me it's just that I'm trying to so guys, now the next thing I'm going to do is her waist measurement. So like I said, her waist is 30 inches. So that 30 inches, I'm going to add 6 inches to it, because let's say this is the waist of the skirt, right? Going towards the back, there's going to be a zipper. This is the back, this is the front, this is the side and side. There's going to be a zipper at the back here. There's going to be a pocket on this side. There's going to be a pocket on this side. So 1 inch on this side for the pocket, 1 inch on this other side to join it on the pocket. That's 2 inches. 1 inch on this side, 1 inch on this side for the back. That's 4 inches. 1 inch on this side, 1 inch on this side. That's 6 inches. So I'm going to add 6 inches to her normal waistline, which is 30 plus 6. Plus 6, so that is 36. So this 36 now, I'm going to divide it by 3 points. If you don't want pocket, all you have to use is just the back for the zipper. Add 2 inches to your basic waistline. But I want pocket on both sides of her cloth, because you can see the thumbnail has the person on the picture has her hand in her pocket, right? So what I'm going to do is this 36, I'm going to be dividing it by 6.28, which is a normal is like a basic a constant for whenever you want to cut a circle. So that's what I'm going to use. So the measurement I have here is 5. What I got after dividing it by 6.28 is 5.7. So 5.73 is the number I'm going to be working with here. And then another thing I have to calculate here is the dress length. So her dress length is 35, right? And then this 35 here, because the dress has it has layers to it, right? It has the upper part, the middle part, and then it has a ruffle below. So guys, the dress length from her shoulder to down here to her knee, right, is 35 inches, right? It's 35. The shoulder to this point here is 35. So but the shoulder to waist is 14. So from the shoulder here to the waist here is 14 inches. So if I minus this from this here, I'm going to be left with 21. So that means from this point here to down here is going to be 21 inches, right? That's the shoulder to waist is 14. The full length of the dress is 35. If I subtract my half length from this 35, I'll get 21, which is going to be the bottom of this dress. So I want the circle part, which is the first part of this. It's almost like a tier. So the first part of this, I want it to be 17 inches. I want it to be 16 inches long, right? 16 inches is what I want here. And then I'm going to use 5 inches for the bottom. That's how I divided this 21 between these two layers. So 16 for the upper one, 5 inches for the bottom one. But this 16 inches, I have to add 1 inch to it so that I can use half an inch to join the upper part, half an inch to join the bottom to the ruffled part, right? So so that means 16 inches is what I need for this circle part, plus 1 inch. That's how I'm going to calculate it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this 5.75 here, and then I'm going to mark it all the way around like this. From this edge of this cloth like this, I'm going to be marking this all the way around from this point. 5.75 5.7 like this all the way. So guys, once that is done, the next thing I'm going to add now is the length. I want this the length of the body. So like I said, it's going to be 16 plus 1 inch is 17, which is exactly what I have on this line here. So 17 inches is what I actually need. So I'm just going to take my tape up and then know where that is. So that is about 22.75, right? If I add up everything together, that way because if I just use the 17 from this line here to make the circle, I might not be able to do it. So I need to go from, it might not be equal on all sides. So let me go from the point here, and to go from this point here, I have to add up all the calculations together. That way, whatever number it is, I'll just use it to line up everything. So let me go ahead now and mark this 22.7 all the way to the end. So guys, this is it here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out here and cut this out here. So guys, you see I've cut this out. I'm going to get it out of the way, and then I've cut this out. So now this is the circle part of the skirt here, which I'm going to be splitting it 2 sides and then 1 at the center. I'm going to give it 2 slits at the side, 1 on this side here. You see, this is a full circle. If I open it up now, this is a full circle. So I'm going to be slitting it open on this side now. Let me open it so you see. You see, it's a full circle. You see. So if I'm going to be opening it on this side, and then 1 at the center back. So guys, you see how I move this fabric? You see how this top, I didn't divide everything equally, because remember the back panel has a zipper. So that's why when I turn this over, I didn't move it to the end. I left like 1 inch at this point here for the zipper, you see. And then for the side here, I cut it open also. So this point now is my side. This will better help distribute the flare better, because if I had to move this to the end here, then that means the other half of the back will be smaller, and it's going to drag this pocket towards the back instead of on where the side is supposed to be. So that's why you have to leave 1 inch here. It's not going to be 1 inch at the bottom here, because remember this bottom has the flare, but at least at the waist here is going to be 1 inch. At the bottom part is going to be wider. So I have 1 inch for my zipper on the back here, and then whatever is left by the waist here, I split it open here for the pocket, you see. So now the next thing you're going to do is you can go ahead and measure what you have at this end here, or just cut enough fabric that you feel will be enough for you to make a gather at the bottom of your skirt. So this is what I have here. This is a lot of fabric here. I've joined it together to make this long strap thing, and then you see it still goes down even another fold again, you see. So but the length I have here, sorry, the width I have here is, like I said, I need 5. This is 17. This was initially 16. I added 1 inch so that I can use half an inch to join it to the bottom, half an inch to join it to the waist, right? And then the next, so that made this center part 17. And then I had 5 inches left to complete the length to 21. So that 5 inches, I added 1.5 to it. 1 inch of folding the very end of this cloth that will be facing the floor, and half an inch again to join it to meet the end of this one. So that's what I'm working with. So the total width of this hair is 6.5. By the time I fold and join, I'll be left with 5 inches. So to join to this, so I'm going to go ahead and couple this together. And then also I've already cut out what I need for my pocket, which is this here. So I have 2 of them here for each side of the pocket. So I'm going to be inserting this in between here. I'm going to come down from the waist at least 1.5 inch below that, and then I'm going to insert this pocket here using 1 inch to sew each side of it, right? Join it to the side of this here and then close it up like this. But then I'm going to come up here and close it up still on the clothes, like, and then leave just like 5 or 6 inches opening in between. So that's how I'm going to join this pocket. So let me go ahead and join the pocket, join the bottom part, and then we can come back and deal with the upper part of the dress. So guys, this is the top part here. I've gone ahead and joined it. So basically I used bias facing. I just cut the same neckline as this and joined it together, you see. I just have to use the glue to iron this down so it doesn't move. Even if I leave it like this, it won't move because it's joined to the shoulder. So I'm going to just set this aside, and then I'm going to show you guys the bottom parts, which I've already done. So this is what it looks like right now. I've joined the gathered part to the bottom of it, and then this is the back here. You see, it has the zipper, room for my zipper here, and then also the sides has like pocket already, so I've gone ahead and made room for that. So now all I have to do is just to go ahead and start to join my sleeve. And how you're going to do that is, this is what I'm working with. So you can just measure round this armhole here, round from one side of your armhole to the other end, and you can do times 2.5 of that, so that you can use it to make gathers. So this is what I'm working with. As you can see, there are 2 of them here, and each of them is on a fold. So you see, it's folded into 2, it's folded into, the other one is folded into 2. This is the folded part here. So all I have to do is from this bottom part here, and I've folded the ends here. So right, it started with width of 5 inches, and then I used 1 inch to fold the end here, so I'm left with 4 now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce it by 2 inches on this end, and then that 2 inches I'm going to just blend it into this angle like this. Just from this point now, I'll come up 2 inches here and then just blend it into this point. So guys, this part here now, I'm going to be cutting it off, and then I'm going to take this here, and then I'm going to just gather it into the sleeve. So let me go. So guys, now that I've cut it off, all I have to do is just to take this sleeve here, open it up, this armhole part here, open it up like this, and then I'm going to just take one of this like this here, the part that I already notched, which is the center. I'm going to just place it in between like this here, and then I'm going to just gather everything, gather all this part into this side, and then I'm going to gather all this other part into this side. And then once it's done, I'm just going to close up the armhole together, or I'll do it on both sides. And once it's done, I'm going to join the bottom part to this here. I'm adding my zipper, and that will be it. So guys, this is the dress here. I've gone ahead, like I said, once you get to this end here, you close it up. The same on this side. Once I got to this end, I just followed that same seam all the way down, and then joined the bottom to this. And then this is the zipper at the back going all the way to the top, and that's basically it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.